guys, what's up? It's me, Brianna, and today's video is going to be the second video in my back to school series. And I love doing back to school videos, but I do not like going back to school, if you guys get what I mean. But anyways, with that being said, today's video is going to be tips for 7th graders, and a lot of people requested this, surprisingly, because if you don't know, I was in 7th grade last year. I'm going into 8th grade this year, and a lot of people requested this. Last year I did a tips for middle schoolers, so today I'm just going to be doing a tips for 7th graders, and this could really honestly apply to 8th graders too, I guess, or it could apply to middle schoolers, but I'm more focusing it around like junior high grades and like 7th graders, but it's mainly going to be focused on 7th graders since that's what I know most about since I was in that grade last year. So I have some points like written on my phone, but the rest I'm just gonna wing it, so bear with me here. But I'm just gonna go ahead and get started with the video, so let's get started. So I don't know if I just mentioned in the intro, I don't think I did, but I said it's gonna be like tips too, but it can also like basically be advice. This is more of like an advice slash tip slash organization type of video. So the first tip I have for you guys is for your first day of 7th grade or first day of junior high or whatever, make a good first impression. And by making a good first impression, I mean dress like nicely, like don't bum it, like honestly. Like I was thinking about doing that last year, but then I was like, nah, I'm gonna dress nicely, because you're gonna be like meeting, well, maybe you've already met your teachers, but like you're gonna be like having a class with your teachers for the first time, and you want to make a good first impression. Or better yet, if you're meeting them for the first time, you want to make a good first impression as well. What else? Let's see. And also, another thing about making a good first impression, and this goes along with the second tip too, stay organized. Like when you come into class, you want to be organized, especially for the first day. You don't want to have like, I don't know, you don't want to have like, say like you have to have supplies for the first day, you don't want to have no pencils or not have enough supplies or not have the right supplies that you need. Like say you need something for the first day, because I've seen that happen to a lot of people. Like a lot of people will come to class without pencils, and some teachers, like at least at my school, they would get mad and they would be like, you can't borrow a pencil, you need to go get pencils or whatever. So just make sure you have everything you need, and along with staying organized, just have binders for all your classes. I don't know, we're off like the first impression topic, but yeah, like I just said, tip number 1, good first impression. I think that's common sense. Everyone knows that, to make a good first impression for your first day of school, and then the rest of the year, I don't know, you can just do whatever. And then back to staying organized, like I said, have binders for different classes, or have like a file folder. Last year I had just one big binder, and then I had tab dividers, which is really great. Or you could do like a file folder, because you don't want to just have one folder for all of your classes. And I know like last year my math class, it had its own separate binder. Like I know some classes they'll make you have your own separate binder, but just make sure like all your papers are organized, because I know it wouldn't happen all the time, but sometimes like before a big test I would lose my study papers. Like I would put them in like the first flap of my binder and not in the correct tab divider that they went in, and then I would take it home, they'd fall out in the hallway, or I would lose them, and then it would be really bad and I'd get really nervous. So just make sure basically you have all your papers organized, and along with like having like either a pencil pouch or something, or keep pencils in your book bag and have all your like supplies organized that you need for that class. And that's basically it. That's another like common sense point. Like you really want to stay organized. You don't want to be messy and unorganized, because it's really, your teachers are probably not going to like it. At least I know with the ones at my school, they just hated when people came to class unorganized, and they absolutely hated when people would lose their homework. And the third tip I have for you guys is do your homework. Honestly, I know this sounds so cliche, but like do your freaking homework, because Lord have mercy, like my social studies teacher last year, she absolutely hated, she rarely gave out homework, right? So like when someone wouldn't do their homework when we actually did have homework, and she would hate it. She'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna give you more homework if you don't do it. So do your homework, honestly, because it gets you extra points. At least that's how they did it in my school. You get extra points when you do homework for some classes, and I mean, sometimes it's only for like completion. It's not even for like a correction grade. It's like just for completion. So just do your homework. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say about that. And then the next tip I have for you guys is, if you have a late lunch, bring a snack. Like if you don't have a late lunch, like if you have like third period lunch or whatever, you don't have to bring a snack. But I had 6 period lunch last year, and let me tell you, I starved to death. And like, I know some teachers won't let you eat in your class, but like, find out if you can eat in some teachers' classes, because I know a lot of teachers, at least at my school, if I had a late lunch, they would let me eat. Like, I think my math class was the only class I wasn't allowed to eat in, which was 3rd period. So, but all my other classes I was allowed to eat in. And like, bring waters too. I know I could usually, another thing along with like bringing a snack is bring a water bottle, because my school, they have like a little water bottle vending machine, which I could get water out of. But if your school doesn't have that, bring a water bottle. And I know schools, like a lot of schools, they don't allow pop or anything, so if they only allow water, bring that, or bring any drink, because I get really thirsty during school, and I know a lot of people do too. And if you don't have, and if I didn't bring a water or didn't put one in my backpack, I would like just die of thirst, like, or if I didn't have money to go get like one out of the vending machine. It was horrible. But yeah, anyways, just bring a snack if you have a late lunch. I really, I can't say that enough, because I got so hungry last year, and I don't want you guys that to happen to you guys. So yeah, just bring it if you have a late lunch. And then the 4th tip I have for you guys is, if you have gym or PE or any like physical education class that you have to change in, like you're in a sweater or whatever, bring an essentials bag. Like, bring a makeup essentials bag. I had a mini emergency kit video that I did last year, if you guys want to check that out. It's so old and so embarrassing, but I'll link it down below anyways. And I also have like a makeup essentials kit. I'll link that down below. I made that back in April, so you guys can go watch that. But like, bring an essentials bag, and by essentials bag I mean like having like deodorant and having a little perfume, some powder, because I had 7th period gym last year, which was the last period of the day, so I really didn't need to bring an essentials bag. But also, it doesn't even have to be for gym. You can just keep like an essentials bag in your locker, in your book bag, because I know that's what I did, because a lot of times during the day I would just need to spray some perfume because I'd realize I'd be stinky, or I would want to go to the bathroom and touch up my makeup or powder and whatnot. And that's basically all I really have to say. Just like, have an essentials bag. And that's all the tips I wrote down on my phone here. And honestly, I think that's it. Like, to sum it all up, just be a good student, stay organized. You know, if you have a late lunch, bring a snack, have an essentials bag in your locker. Be nice to everyone is kind of like another main tip. Just be nice to everyone. Don't be a you-know-what. Like, just be nice to everyone, because honestly, in 7th grade, if you talk behind people's backs, drama's gonna, lame drama, pointless drama is just gonna stir up when it's not even necessary. Like, that happened to me last year, and it was just stupid. And honestly, like, stay away from boys. Like, I know, like, don't date in 7th grade, because honestly, I don't get it. I mean, if you want to, you can, but it's just kind of, wait till high school, honestly. That's just my opinion. Just don't really get involved with boys. I did last year, and it was just not a pretty sight. So just don't do that. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say. I hope these tips were helpful. I'm sorry if I rambled on, because I don't know, that's just a habit of mine. But I hope these tips were helpful. This was requested, so yeah, if this did help you out, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to see more back to school videos, which I'm gonna do more, give this video a thumbs up as well. And comment down below what you're most excited for about school starting back. And I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!